Let me give you 5 reasons why you need to go no contact if after this breakup you are struggling to get back together, if you after this breakup you are struggling to move on. It is essential for you to start no contact. These 5 reasons are so essential. You really need to know them, to master them if you want to take the right decision right now in your life. Jingle.
igetmyexback.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
So why is that so hard to start no contact? It's because we have this idea, this belief that if you disappear, that will make their decision easier. If you disappear, if you ghost them, they will feel like, that was the right decision for me to break up with you. Let's explore this idea because I really want to debunk this myth for once and for all before moving on to the reason you need to go no contact. So the little voice in your head is that you think they don't give any news, and therefore your ex is thinking, great, I don't hear from them, this is perfect, the plan is going according to what I expected. And the reason you have a hard time with this idea is because you've probably experienced that before as a dumper. The thing is, if you have a relationship with someone that doesn't matter and you decide to end the relationship, you decide to break up with this person, and this person disappears from your life, well, that's easy. Now, the thing is, if you're watching this video, I can assume that this relationship was different. You know this relationship was special to your partner as well. They perhaps showed signs that they were in love with you. Perhaps they told you 1 week before they broke up, you're the most important person in my life, I love you. You had clear signs that they were attached to you. But what happened is something outside of your control. A life event, environment, pressure from work, pressure from family, something that is perhaps a bad attachment style, maybe they are avoidant, they are scared of commitment, but it has nothing to do with you, nothing to do with the feelings. This is extremely important. Because if you go no contact and you're not sure about this, yes, that person will leave. That person will be happy not to have you in your life. And I would argue that perhaps you could have saved the relationship by trying to manipulate them, but at some stage they will break up again because they don't have feelings for you, because they don't see the value in being in a relationship with you. Perhaps you're in complete denial of the situation and you are a bit confused. I put together a quiz for you to know if you have any chance of getting back with your ex. Put a quiz that will assess whether you should go no contact, whether it makes sense for you to go no contact. Have a look in the description, it's totally free. The reason I put together this quiz is because so many people were calling me, having expectation, expecting me to help them getting back with the ex, but after a few minutes of conversation, I clearly saw that was not realistic and therefore needed to change their expectations. So very often people have different expectations. It's very hard sometimes to face the truth of the situation. Have a look. Usually 60 to 70% of the people have a score that would tell them you should move on, you should give up. So have a look and let me know by email or on WhatsApp your score and if you want to have a discussion about this. So the first reason, which is for me the most important one as a therapist, it gives you the emotional space to reflect. This breakup will act as a shock, will be a shock to you. But the thing is, when you're in touch with your ex, you will create a situation, a dichotomy, because you will be in touch with someone who doesn't want to give you what you want. And so you will entertain this situation that is a situation that doesn't provide the outcome you desire. And anytime you send a message, you'll feel anxious about what you need to send them and about when they'll reply, what they'll reply, if there's anything, any meaning between the line, etc., etc. And when you are in that conversation, trust me, it's the worst thing you could do to yourself. In my practice, there's always 2 stages. First, we work and explore the breakup. And this has to be done outside of, in the context of no contact. When I onboard my clients, depending on where they are, but when I onboard my clients and they haven't done any no contact, I think there's usually always a phase of no contact where we can definitely explore those things. And second stage is when you're back in touch. Okay, you will get back in touch at some stage, but there's a first stage, very important, on the reflection, on the relationship inventory. You need to do that work. You need to do that work to be able to make the right decisions, to change, because your ex won't get back with you if you don't change, if things are the same. It shows, the second reason, it shows to your ex that you mean business. Love is not about bargaining. Right? Love is not about, oh yeah, you dumped me and therefore now I'm going to prove you, I'm going to sort of negotiate my way out. The emotional reaction is to plead, is to beg, is to be clingy and needy. This is the worst thing you could be doing to yourself. Because that shows to your ex that in a way you don't respect their decision, but you don't respect yourself. And you can't be attractive if you don't respect yourself. So it's very important for you to also show your ex, I don't agree with this decision, but I respect it, which is different. Third one is that it creates enough time to change. It creates enough time for you to heal. You need that time. It's a process. Your psyche, your mind, even your body needs a bit of time to recover from this breakup. And you can't get back with your ex, you can't move on from that relationship if you are always in touch with your ex. So for instance, the change is about the environment, changing job, moving house, having a healthier lifestyle. This won't happen in one day. Might take a few weeks, might take a few months, and it's even more, the message you send to your ex when you reconnect will be even stronger if they have no news, if they don't know that you're doing this work. So it's important for you to also find a balance outside of this relationship. Very often people who developed a form of codependency have a harder time dealing with breakups because for them, their identity is part of the relationship and it is not healthy. So you need to challenge yourself at finding new ways to treat yourself, because I think there's an element of self-love, and I think people disregard self-love, especially after a breakup. Now it's time to treat yourself. Now it's time to sort yourself, your environment, sort of your house, all the spring cleaning and all this stuff to really put order in your life. Also, and this is why I think no contact is very important, regardless whether you have a therapist or not, you need to accept, and that's part of the grieving process, that this relationship is dead. Your ex won't be motivated, won't desire getting back in the relationship they left. So you need to understand that by trying to be in contact, by trying to maintain a line of communication, you're keeping this old relationship alive, the relationship they don't want. So it's about putting this one in the bin. You keep those memories, you had fun memories, you had an amazing time. Perhaps the projects need to go in the bin. The mindset you have to adopt is now it's about re-establishing a new relationship, new terms, new boundaries, new goals, new projects. Okay? The temptation to use and start from where you left is a temptation. In other aspects in life, it's better to start from something. In relationship, the perception for your ex, they need to see it's completely different, and therefore it's easier to, in a way, think and accept that past relationship is dead. The fourth one is it creates a form of mystery, and mystery and seduction are really two things that work together. If your ex is constantly aware of what you're doing, they won't nurture this idea of or this desire to know. When you start, for example, when you start dating someone for the first time, the thing that makes you want to see the other person is because there are so many things that you can discover. The problem in a relationship, when we take our partner for granted, when we've been together for years, we feel like we know everything about this person. And so after the breakup, no contact can be very efficient in creating this mystery. If your partner was in love, if you were someone important in their life, it will be extremely hard for them to let go, for them to not to know what you're up to, even though they took the decision to leave the relationship. And in a way, you will always hear from your ex because of mutual friends, because of social media. So again, don't feel that no contact is never ever. And actually, by experience, if you have a high score on the quiz, if your relationship mattered, your ex will always reach out at some stage. Unless you're blocked, obviously. But understand that in the grand scheme of things, if your relationship was, 20 years relationship, your ex, if you go no contact and you don't give any news, at some stage, your ex will reach out to find out what you're up to. If you wait too long, perhaps they'll move on for good. And that's why I think there's a lot of debate online of whether you should go no contact forever or not. I'm with the approach of at some stage breaking no contact, not to miss any opportunity. But you will hear from them. I think you need to remove this fear of if I disappear, if I go no contact, I will never hear from them again. I will never be able to speak with them. That's not what happens. Again, it's really about checking whether your relationship matters to them. Or think the other way around. If the person you love the most, who broke up with you, if that person doesn't even know or is not even curious about what you're up to after you guys broke up, I would challenge you to think, do I really want to be back with this person? Who am I for that person? Okay, so it's really finding the balance, because I think by experience I wouldn't go no contact, and definitely because in some cases people feel that okay, I'm too scared to reach out. I want to know what you're up to. I want to reach out, but I'm too scared to reach out. So at some stage they would reach out. If you wait too long, then there's a risk of them reaching out too late. If you have any question about no contact, and I know it's very confusing, and I know every time people call me, they tell me, my situation is unique, and you're right, your situation is unique. Give me a call, there's a link for you to book a call, a 15-minute call where I could really share my view, unbiased view on your situation, and assess whether you have any chance to get back with your ex, whether you should go no contact, how long you should go no contact, if you should break no contact, and all these things. Take care of yourself, and we'll speak soon. Bye-bye.